Ladies and gentlemen, gather round as we embark on an exploratory sojourn into the industrial heartland of America, into a domain so vast, so powerful, it shatters preconceived notions of both corporate America and capitalism itself. A tome of knowledge lies before us, a veritable scripture carved out of the trials, tribulations, and triumphs associated with one of the most enigmatic conglomerates of our time, Koch Industries. Kochland, The Secret History of Koch Industries and Corporate Power in America, by Christopher Leonard, presents a tapestry interwoven with threads of ambition, strategy, and philosophy that any bard worth their salt could sing about for epochs. Fasten your mental seatbelts as we delve into a not-so-brief excursion into the top 10 enlightening nuggets extracted from this testimony to the Koch Empire, with all the wit and charm of a Shakespearean fool who's read Adam Smith instead of sonnets. 1. The rise of the phoenix from the fertilizer ashes. Those who speak of Koch Industries often offer a mere flick of the wrist to the vast empire that had a rather humble inception. The company's crest didn't always shimmer with its current behemoth presence. Built initially from a medium-sized oil refinery purchased in the 1940s, it was under the guidance of Charles Koch, who took the reins in 1967, that Koch Industries began its ascent. The old saying, "From little acorns mighty oaks do grow," never seemed more apt, for the company transformed from selling its first petroleum product, gasoline, to fertilizers, and then to the virtuoso of vertical integration it is today. 2. Musings on market-based men MBM, Koch's secret sauce. The company didn't just grow, it galvanized. And that was thanks to a little magic ingredient called market-based management. What sounds like the love child of Milton Friedman and Sun Tzu, MBM became Charles Koch's modus operandi, combining his love for free market capitalism with a warrior's strategy to compete. This philosophy was more than passing corporate lingo. It was the cornerstone of the company, a kind of theological guidebook, ensuring that each cog in the corporate wheel, from top brass to the bottom rung, hustled synergistically towards profit maximization and efficiency. 3. The most exclusive tea party you weren't invited to. Now, what would a Forbes-listed megalith be without a dip into the political ocean? In Kochland, we're given front-row tickets to see how the Koch brothers, Charles and David, sashayed into the political ballroom. Considered founding fathers of the modern Tea Party movement, the brothers took the "Don't Tread on Me" motto and wove it into the very fabric of the political tapestry, funding conservative candidates aplenty. It was like a twisted Cinderella story, where the prince actively tries to dismantle the kingdom's regulations standing between him and his mountains of gold. 4. An opaque window into the transparency of dark money. The Koch brothers don't just flash their dashing smiles in broad daylight, they're also lords of the shadow realms of political financing. Kochland uncovers the sprawling influence of dark money funneling through organizations designed to shield donors and push the Koch agenda. Like a skilled magician deftly diverting his audience's gaze, the Koch web of financial influence spread far and wide, affecting change whilst keeping prying eyes guessing. It turned the political funding system into a Halloween masquerade party where everyone's got a mask, but some costumes cost a little more than others. 5. Puppeteering pricing like a Wall Street wolf in industrial sheep's clothing. When it comes to pricing, Koch Industries doesn't play by the standard rules. They write an entirely new rulebook and send it out as a Christmas card to the competition. The corporation doesn't just respond to market prices, it influences them, particularly with a rather crafty practice known as contango in the energy markets. It's like playing chess 5 moves ahead, storing oil when it's cheap, and waiting for the market to yell bingo as prices soar. The company's strategic stockpiling and patient opportunism could make a commodities trader swoon. 6. Environmental blues, not quite the Captain Planet hero type. Say the word environment in a room with Koch affiliates, and you may well be met with an orchestra of eye rolls. Accusations of the company's contributions to pollution and stifling of environmental regulations resemble a modern corporate villain's rap sheet. Kochland highlights just how aggressively the empire battled against any barriers to their profit, driven by an unshakable belief in the supremacy of free markets over Mother Nature's whims. It's the industrial equivalent of plugging one's ears and singing loudly while a tornado is on the horizon. 7. The Iron Curtain of Corporate Secrecy. Howard Hughes had nothing on Charles Koch when it came to privacy. Koch Industries takes the cake, bakes it, and locks it in a high-security vault when it comes to secrecy. The company operates with a CIA-like hush, divulging as little information as possible to the public, creating a cloaked juggernaut of industry shrouded in mystery. Leonard's book tears through this veil like a bull in a china shop, giving us a peek at the gears and sprockets of the Koch machine's inner workings. It's like finding a map to the secret garden, only the flowers are smokestacks and the fountains spew crude oil. 8. The take no prisoners ethics of the Koch method. One doesn't build an industrial colossus by playing patty cake in the market. The so-called Koch method of business described in Kochland gives us the skin and bones truth about the company's aggressive tactics, ranging from merciless litigation to hardball negotiation. It's a Darwinian world in the Koch ecosystem, where survival of the fittest isn't just a suggestion, it's company policy, which sometimes translates to sharp-elbowed practices leaving competitors and former allies alike in the dust. 9. Labor, unions, and the art of the possible. When it comes to labor and unions, the story in Kochland is as heartfelt as a love letter written on sandpaper. Koch Industries has had a rather checkered history with organized labor, embodying the figure of the relentless, often immovable foe to unionization. The high-stakes arm wrestle between worker rights and the company's vision of excellence offers a narrative akin to David and Goliath, if Goliath had a legal team and David had a grievance about healthcare benefits. 10. The almighty dollar versus the laws of the land. Lastly, Kochland takes us through the thickets of litigation and the company's numerous run-ins with the law. Here, Koch Industries has displayed a unique philosophy. If you're not edging close to the law's permeable boundaries, you're not trying hard enough. Whether skirting environmental regulations or brushing up against market manipulation lawsuits, the company approached legality like a game of Twister, always contorting to the next strategic advantage, as long as the nose of business doesn't touch the red dot of legal jeopardy. In our jest-filled jaunt through Kochland, we uncover not just the biography of a company, but rather a modern parable. A parable of power, capitalism, and ambition, where the pen may be mightier than the sword but is minimal next to the hefty checkbook. It's a saga of America's industrial bravado and the men who wield that power, not with an iron fist, but with a velvet glove lined with dollar bills. Did Charles and David Koch play the role of capitalism's champions or its conniving back alley rogues? That, dear audience, is for you to parse. Kochland is the map to the vast, often shadowy realm of Koch Industries, inviting us to ponder the nature of modern corporate power. As the curtain closes on this intricate dance between industry and integrity, remember, it's not about the destination. It's about the lesson learned touring the locomotive power of Kochland. Thank you, and may your own industries, however modest, find a page in the annals of future histories, be they less secretive or equally grandiose.